Hello everybody, welcome out to Playing the Piano Level 2. This is the Unit 1 Concepts video where I will just go over the concepts for the first unit of the class. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a review. We're going to talk about things you should already know going into this class, because this is Level 2 after all. You should know quite a few things already. And then we've got the key of D major and what that means, and some major chords we'll talk about. So if you're taking this class, then you should know how to read music, how to play with dynamics, how to play songs with both hands, generally what key signatures are, at least have a vague idea, and how to play sharps and flats. So if you don't know any of those things, let me know, and I'll either point you in the right direction to learn any of those things, or to schedule you for a different class. So a quick key signature review. The key signature appears before the time signature. It tells you which notes are sharped or flat. So I believe I'll be able to show you a key signature later on. Yes, that is true. The key of C major has no sharps and no flats, and the key of G major has one sharp. So those are the two keys covered in previous classes, just two of them so far. So the key of C has nothing, and the key of G has one sharp. See what else we got. Okay, the key of D major. Here you can see the key signature here. There usually is a time signature after that. So if you see here that the key signature, that first one goes through the top line, that's F, and then the next one goes through that third space, that's C. So F and C are sharp throughout the whole song, unless a natural is placed in front of it. Now let's move on to so once again, real quick, key of C major has nothing, key of G major has one sharp, F sharp, and the key of D major has two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And this week's playing examples will involve the key of D major. So major chords. A major chord sounds bright and happy. It's important to know any major chord since they show up in music quite often. Three major chords we will review this week include, actually that's four. I should learn my numbers. So that's four different chords. C major, F major, G major, and D major. So the C major chord, very simply, is the notes C, E, and G all played at the same time. Now you can also have that in the bass clef too. I didn't have it written there, but you can also have the same thing in the bass clef, and that's just a C major chord. Pretty simple. Now the C, E, and G don't have to appear in that order. They can actually appear with the E first, E, G, and C on top. That's known as an inversion. It's still the same chord, but it's called an inverted chord, and you can invert that chord again by putting G at the bottom, G first. So G, C, E. So here's the regular chord. We call that root position, C, C, E, G. Using the same three notes, but starting with E, E, G, C. That's first inversion. And then starting with G, C, E. All three of those letters are still there, but different order. And that's third inversion, or second inversion, sorry. There is no third inversion because you go back to root position. And the same thing applies for the bass clef. F major chord. Notes F, A, C. Once again, you can have the same thing in the left hand. And those don't have to appear in order either. You can have, instead of F, A, C, you can have A, C, F. That's first inversion. Second inversion is C, F, A. Like so. See what else we got. So D major. The key of D major is, just hold on a second. Yeah, the key of D major is made up of the notes D, F sharp, and A. Or I guess down here. And those can appear in different orders as well, as you can see by the slide. The second one, the F sharp, comes first, and then the next one, the A, comes first. So those are inverted chords. So a wrap up, if we were in the classroom setting or the 5-week class, I would take any questions right now. or go over any topics again. So kind of a lighter load this week. because it's the first class. Something I forgot to put in here, which I will add as soon as I can, is the G major chord, which I mentioned we would go over today. So the G major chord, over here is just the notes G, B, and D. You just start on G. And that can also be inverted as well with B, D, G. And you can invert that again with D, G, B. And then there's no third inversion. Why is that? So hopefully you said there's no third inversion because when you go into third inversion, you actually go just back to root position where it appears in the order of G, B, D, the original order that it came in. So that's pretty much what we're going to do today as the first class. We're not going to I'm not going to drive you too crazy for Unit 1, but I did want to go over the topics, kind of get your feet wet into this new class. It will start to move along quite well in probably weeks 2 through 5. But I think for this week that's quite a bit to cover. Like I said, if you're not familiar with some of this stuff I talked about in the beginning, let me know, and I'll point you in the right direction. So anyway, thanks for listening as always, and I hope to see you in the classroom. So thank you, and have a good one. Okay, since that was a shorter concepts video, we're going to do something a little different. I want you to practice throughout the week. I'll make up an assignment sheet for this in the classroom. So, we're under the Unit 1 assignments, rather. So here we go. Here's our note reading practice. And what I want you to do is, since you already know how to read notes probably, hopefully, go into Settings. And normally when you sign into this thing, it will look something like this. It seems to have saved my settings from last night, which is good, actually. So, it'll probably look like this, where you have treble clef from the bottom line to the top line. You want to extend those probably at least to the second ledger line there, but maybe I'd recommend the third one even. And this is just to get practice counting notes far below and far above the staff. You also want to activate the bass clef by clicking on it. And you also want to drag those down to the third. Oops, a little too far. And the third ledger line. Which are these extra lines above and below the staff. So, let us take a look at what we have here. So we have the first example. You can find this at classic.musictheory.net/82. Rolls right off the tongue. So here we have the note. Think about it for a minute. Keep in mind that the top line here is F. That next space is going to be G. That first ledger line is A. The next one is B. That next space there. And then after B is A, or not F, sorry, C. I went the other way. And then D after that. So our note here is going to be D, counting up from the top line. You can also just memorize that. That's the location of D, high D there. So we'll say D. And then sometimes it doesn't move on to the next one right away, so you're going to have to click New Note. And then there you go. So here we go. Let's try to figure out this one. This one's way down there. Think about it. Hopefully you said. Think about it some more. Hopefully you said A. Because the second ledger line there is C, E, and then that top line's G. Or you can find G and then count your way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. So there we have it. The note A. Okay, sometimes it'll say incorrect and give you the next note. It's really weird. So anyway, but it's still a pretty good note trainer. So here we go. This note is, hopefully said F. Let's see if it'll actually do what it says to do. No, you'll have to hit New Note. There we go. This one is, think about this, hopefully said F. There we go. What about this one? This one should look familiar. Hopefully said A, which is right there. We got A again. That's right on the staff. So this is basically what I want you to do. I want you to go to this website and I want you to practice note reading. And I know you're probably pretty well versed in note reading already. But I want you to get practice reading the notes far up and far below the staff. Something that a lot of us don't get a lot of practice with because it doesn't show up in music as much, but it still shows up in music quite a bit. So it is important to learn that. You will be able to learn music much quicker that way. So anyway, this is the note trainer on classic.musictheory.net. You can do things like reset your score, change the settings. If you want to practice your alto clef and tenor clef, I don't recommend that since we didn't talk about that yet. But you have it there. Oh, when you're in the settings menu, by the way, it says this down here. Click settings again to hide this window, because sometimes you'll get in the settings and you're like, okay, how the heck do I get back? Well, you do that by hitting settings again. And that's how. And that note is C. Like I said, it's supposed to give you the answer, but it doesn't. Sometimes it will. It'll at least tell you it's correct if you hit new note. Yeah, C. One correct. So anyway, take advantage of this note trainer. I know it's pretty rudimentary overall, but like I said, it's just to get practice finding those notes far above and far below the staff. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the classroom. Hello class, back again for the Unit 1 examples. So we've got 6 examples for you this week. By the way, this is playing the piano level 2. So we have some examples here in the key of D major. If you remember, we talked about the key of D major in this week's concepts video and class for this unit's topic. So remember that the key of D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So every F and every C, no matter what line or space it's written on, is going to be sharped, unless there's a natural sign next to it. So here, let's take a look here. I didn't write in the fingering. The fingering for this one's actually pretty easy because your hand's not stretching really or moving out of position. So starting with the right hand, you've got D, A, G, F with 1, 5, 4, 3. And you've got D with 1. And then 2 A's with 5. And then you've got E with 2. And then C sharp with 1. And then drag your C sharp with 1 up to D. So from the beginning. And then the next to last measure, you've got D with 1. And then you got D with 1 again after 2 quarter rests. And F sharp with 3. And then A with 5. So the whole first line. Oh, sorry, I started playing the next line. So there you go. There's the right hand for that. Left hand, I'm going to play a D major chord with D, F sharp, A. They're going to move up to E, G, B with 5, 3, 1 again. And then you've got F sharp, A, C sharp with 5, 3, 1. All 5, 3, 1 here. E, G, B. And then the next to my last measure, first line. You've got D, F sharp, A. And then you've got D, F sharp, B. And then the last measure there, left hand, will be E, A, C sharp. So here's the whole first line. Keep in mind that we've got some slurs here, meaning we need to connect those notes. You also have a couple staccatos, meaning to play short. There we go. And then the second line, you've got D with D, and then you got A, G, F sharp with 1, 5, 4, 3. Now this measure, remember we have the dotted quarter note in there, so it's going to be counted as 1, 2, and 3, 4. So again, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now the next measure, you got D, and you've got A, B with 4, 5. And you've got E with 2, C sharp with 1. And you've got 3 Ds with 1. Then the next to last measure there at the end of that measure, you got D. And then the last measure, you got F sharp, A, F sharp, D. So now the whole line. Whoops. I didn't hold that F sharp for long enough the first time, so that's why I went back. So here's the left hand, D, F sharp, A, E, G, B, same thing as before. F sharp A, C sharp, before, same as before. E, G, B, D, F sharp A, same as before, as the first line. And then you got D, F sharp B. Now here's where it changes. You got E, A, C sharp, and then you've got F sharp A, D all together. So here's how it's going to sound, the whole thing. So there we go, there's example 1. Notice that we're playing piano the whole time. It's example 2, here we go, hand stretches in D major. So this one I wrote in some more of the fingers because you will kind of be moving around a little bit. So from the beginning with the right hand, you've got A, B, A, G with 4, 5, 4, 3, and then you've got 3 Ds with 1. Then you got D with 1 again. You got G, A, F sharp, C sharp with 4, 5, 3, 2. And then you've got 3 Ds with 1. And you got A with 4. So the whole first line. Keep in mind that in the beginning, we're going to start out forte. Then we're going to get piano right there at the third measure. So left hand, you got D, F sharp A, and then you're going to move your bottom and middle finger down by 1 to F sharp, E, A. And then the second measure there, you got D, F sharp A again. And then you're going to move your thumb up to B to hit D, F sharp B. And then you got D, G, B. You got C sharp, F sharp, A, and then the last measure there you got D, F sharp, A, and then you got C sharp, E, A. So the whole line now. So one more time. Yeah. There we go. So the second line. Whoa. There we go. Second line, you've got A, B, A, G, D, D, D with the same thing as before. Then you got D, G, A, F sharp, C sharp, same as before. Then you got D, D, D. And here's where it changes. That last note is just D an octave above. So D, 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 D. So the whole line. Oops. So the left hand, same kind of thing as before. So go to that previous explanation if you need to of the chords in the left hand. Let me see where it changes. Now it's still the same. That's the same. Oh, whoops. There you go. That's correct. That was the next to last chord, D, C sharp, F sharp, A. And then the only thing that changes is this last measure here. Instead of hitting a D major chord and then switching, you just hold that chord for 4 beats. So here we go. Second line. Sorry, this was supposed to be legato or slurred. There we go. Now the whole thing. Let's see. There we go. Whoops, let me try again. So there we go. On to not example 5. Where's example 3? Here we go. Example 3 should be pretty easy. The D major scale, this is very important to know. We went over the C major scale and the G major scale in the previous class. If you don't know those, you can ask me or look those up on the internet. So here, D major scale from D to D with 2 notes that you have to be careful of. That's going to be F sharp and C sharp. So here, here we go with the right hand. You just have D, E, F sharp, which was with 1, 2, 3. And as soon as you hit that 3 with F sharp, you're going to tuck your thumb underneath to hit G with 1. And then you got A with 2, B with 3, C sharp with 4, D with 5. Then you got D with 5, F sharp with 4, B with 3, A with 2, you got G with 1, and then you're going to pivot to hit F sharp with 3, E with 2, and D with 1. So the whole thing. So remember, learn this one hand separate first, very slowly. You'll probably have to go slower than I do and have to play it quite a few more times, and then gradually speed up from there, and then when you put it hands together, you know, slow it down some. So here's the left hand. You got 5 with D, E with 4, F sharp with 3, G with 2, A with 1, and then you're going to pivot to hit B with 3, C sharp with 2, and D with 1. You got D with 1, C sharp with 2, B with 3. Then you're going to tuck underneath to A with 1, G with 2, F sharp with 3, E with 4, and D with 5. So remember just to play. Remember to practice it very slowly. You might even need to go slower than this. Then once you master it hands separate, which might take you a while, it might take you more than a week actually, then you put it hands together very slowly, and you want to go note to note. So play the first note, you're like, okay, left hand I'm hitting 5, and right hand I'm hitting 1. Okay, that's correct. Okay, I'm both hitting E, so E with 4, E with 2. Oh, that's correct. Oh, both F sharps with 3. Oh, that's good. And then the next G, you're like, okay, I need to cross under with the left hand, or the right hand, and then G, oh, let's see what we have here, 2. Okay, so I have G with 2 and G with 1. That's correct. So you just go by each note and check, say, okay, I'm hitting the same note. You should always be hitting the same note between each hands if you're going together in parallel. So go through each note and check to see how you're doing. That's pretty much it. Yeah, here's double-handed. There we go. That might take some time to be able to play it that smoothly. So here we go, fingering exercise. So careful of the fingering on this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. With D, E, D, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E. And then second measure you got 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2. With E, F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E. And then careful here, you got F sharp, A, then F sharp, A again, but with one. Well, you could do that too. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, F sharp, A, and then F sharp, A with 2, and then 5, 4, 3, 2. And then you've got G, F sharp, E, D with 1, 3, 2, 1. And then you got C sharp, D with 2, 2, 1. So just be aware of the fingering for this one, as well as the notes. Shouldn't be too bad, but like I said, look out, especially in that third measure, it changes. Left hand, you've got the same notes, but with different fingers. So you've got 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Then you've got 4, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you've got 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And careful, when you hit that B with 3 in the next to last measure, next to last note, you're going to hit A with 1. Now we're in the last measure with G with 2, F sharp with 3, E with 4, and careful here, D with 1, and then 2 C sharps with 2, and D with 1. So both hands together. Oh, that got me a little bit. There you go. There we go. Let me try again. So again. So that next to last measure there is kind of getting me there. So I'm going to focus in on that one and play it very slow. Yeah, there you go. Very good. All right, try again from the beginning. There we go. So remember, start out slow, especially hands separate, and then when you put hands together, slow it down even some more, and then speed it up from there. So now we're for example 5, thirds in the left hand. So all a third is 2 notes stacked up on top of each other with a white note in between, just one white note. So basically you're skipping a note. So say you have C, and you skip the note D and then play E, that's a third. So say you have F, skip a note and play A, that's a third. So they usually look like the start of a snowman. You can think of like the first 2 balls on the at the bottom of the snowman. You have the base, and then you have that second sphere, which is the abdomen. So let's take a look here with the right hand. The right hand I didn't write in the fingers because it's pretty easy actually. We're in 3/4 time signature now with only 3 beats per measure. So you've got D, D, F sharp with 1, 1, 3, E, E, G with 2, 2, 4, F sharp, A with 3, 3, 5. Then you've got D, rest, and then G, A with 4, 5. So pretty easy. Left hand, you've got D, F sharp. So watch out for this F sharp and C the whole song. And then you've got F sharp, A with 1 and 3. Then you got A, C sharp with 1 and 2. F sharp, A with 1 and 3. D, F sharp with 5 and 3. D sharp, A with 1 and 3. And then next measure you've got E and G with fingers 5 and 3. And then you've got G and B with fingers 3 and 1. And then you've got B and D, fingers 2 and 1. Then you got G and B, fingers 3 and 1. And then E and G with fingers 5 and 3. And then I didn't write this one in, but it's the same as before when we had G and B, so that'll be fingers 3 and 1. And you're gonna switch your hands a little bit here to hit F sharp A with 5 and 3. Then you got A F sharp with 3 and 1. Then you got F sharp A with 5 and 3. A C sharp with 3 and 1. And then you got 1 C sharp, 3A. And then you've got D F sharp B A with 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole left hand. So now the whole line with both hands together. So if you notice that D there at the end of the first line, beginning of that last measure of the first line, you have D in the left hand, D in the right hand. Now if you notice, there's a problem there because they're both the same note. So you can either hit that with your left hand or your right hand. It's written in both, but it's really an option. So here's the next to last measure there. And now here's the last measure I'm talking about. Oops. Yeah, there we go. So let's try the second line, which should be almost the same. Yeah, the only thing that's different on the second line is the last measure. So I won't go over it, but I will play it hand separate. So here's the right hand. So that's all there was to it. So the left hand is the same thing. You might not be able to play it as effectively as I can, or as smoothly at first. So you may want to start out going very slow. So I think you get the idea. Here's both hands together. Oops. There we go. There we go. So that's just getting practice playing thirds with your left hand. The next song, I believe, is thirds with your right hand. Which, remember, is just two notes stacked up on top of each other. It kind of looks like the first two spheres of a snowman. You have that bottom one, the base, and the middle one there, as you can see here. Alright, the whole song now. Whoops, let me start again. Whoops. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Let's try. Also remember to hold the dotted half note for a full 3 beats there at the end. I noticed I cut it off just a smidgen, so just careful of that. So last one for today, example 6, thirds in the right hand. So now we have the thirds, those notes stacked up on top of each other, but now in the right hand. So starting out with the right hand, you have D, F sharp, and then you have G, B with 3 and 5, and then you have D, F sharp again with 1 and 3. Then you have D, G, G, D, D with 1, 4, 4, 1, 1. And then you've got E and G with 3 and 1, G and B with 3 and 5, and then back to E and G, back to G and B, and then 2 Gs with 3. So the whole first line with the right hand. So keep in mind that that there are some slurs here, so you will connect those, and then some staccatos. Slurs again, staccatos. So on the left hand, you've got A, G, G, D, D with 1, 1, 2, 2, 5, 5. Then you got D, F sharp A, D, G, B, back to D, F sharp A. So with D, F sharp A is with 5, 3, 1. 5, 2, 1 is D, G, B. And D, F sharp A again with 5, 3, 1. That's that second measure there. And then you've got 2 C sharps with 2. And then you got B, A with 1 and 2. Then you got 4 on E, 2 of those. And then you hit C sharp, E, A for that dotted half there. So here's the whole left hand. Now the whole thing put together. So one more time. So there we go. Oh, by the way, that should all be played soft. Actually, this whole song is played piano, which tells you to play soft. So now, the next line, which is almost the same in the beginning. So the first two measures are the same. The second two are almost the same. The last measure, you end with 4 on A, and then 2 Ds with 1. Left hand, you still have the A, G, D. 2 of each with 1, 1, 2, 2, 5, 5. They got the same chords as before, D, F sharp A, D, G, B, D, F sharp A. And then you've got the same thing as before here too. C sharps, B, A, E, E. So same kind of thing. Then you end on a D major chord with D, F sharp A with 5, 3, 1. So here's the whole second line. Alright, so here's the whole thing. Let's do this. So one more time. There you go. So those are all 6 examples for this week. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'll see you later. Thank you very much for watching as always.